this alternative lifestyle, living on a narrowboat, off-grid, out in the countryside, having different scenery every few weeks when you move, seeing different wildlife. The tranquility of it all has saved my life, and it puts me in a wonderful place, and I've learned to live in the moment. I've been living on the boat for 5 years now, and it's incredible. I don't think I could go and live in a house. It's just so amazingly different living on a narrowboat. Everything slows down, and living in such a small space, having the least amount of things, gives you a lot more freedom. You feel a lot freer. You know, you've got less to worry about as well. I've been married for 26 years, 2 children, and was working in the pub trade with my wife, and we decided to go and live abroad. And unfortunately, after the first year, my wife became very, very ill very quickly and passed away, and I was left devastated. You know, I was depressed, and I had to come back to the UK.